Antonio, you just spent the opening morning with CUNA Management School. What message do you have for CUNA Management School students?
I think the biggest message I have for them is to surround themselves with greatness, something they're doing here already, being part of this program. Sometimes it's easy to find ourselves in a silo, in isolation when we're at work or back home. But the key, I think, is to surround yourself with greatness. And these are men and women who are allies, those folks who are supportive, they're encouraging, they're inspiring, they challenge us, they push us, they hold us accountable to be the absolute best version of ourselves. And sometimes spending time with those people isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do. And so being surrounded by such amazing men and women here, now they have a nationwide community, folks that have been there, done that, who have experienced a bit of everything, so they are not alone. Any way that they need support, they have that person, and they can also equally provide support to someone and be that ally.
And you talked about allies during your presentation, and there's a lot of advice that you shared that they can use in your presentation. What advice can you offer attendees to make the most of CUNA Management School?
I think the best you can do in terms of CUNA Management School is being regularly to find the edge. It's something I talk about in my presentations. And finding the edge means willing to put yourself out there, willing to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's easy to sit back in a corner and not say much. It's easy not to raise your hand when you have a question. It's easy not to volunteer information. But I'm a firm believer that if we stay back and we don't share, we're not growing and we're not moving forward. So I think the biggest thing they can get is being willing to engage, share, contribute, and put themselves in some situations that may be a little bit uncomfortable, but trusting themselves and knowing that they're going to come out on the other side totally fine.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of CUNA Management School, is to get you out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
And finally, I wanted to ask you, what is the best business advice that you ever received?
I've received so much amazing business advice over the years. I think one that really stands out is a professor in grad school once told me, he said, "You can do anything you want, but you can't do everything." You can do anything you want, but you can't do everything. And what I see is I travel across the country, work with different organizations and different professionals. What I see is a lot of people trying to do a little bit of everything, and they're spreading themselves thin. So they're trying to do so much that nothing is getting done extremely well. The hard thing to do, and what most people are unwilling to do, is fully to commit and dive into one thing and give absolutely everything to it. It's hard because we want to have a plan B. What if this doesn't work out? What if this project doesn't work out? What if this initiative doesn't work out? So we end up putting energy towards other things. But I find that when we give everything to those key projects, it makes a really big difference overall.